exhausted, okay? I'm standing in front of my bathroom mirror, and I have my water bottle and my phone propped up, ready to record yet another reel. No fancy tripod, no ring lights, just my water bottle and my phone. I've been posting reels almost every day for months, and I was not growing at all. My follower count wasn't growing. I wondered, is anyone even seeing what I'm posting? Do people even care? Is this a total waste of my time? Who has ever felt that way with Instagram? Hello, right in the front, thank you. I love when you talk to me. But I kept going. I kept posting. And what I didn't expect, something that really surprised me, is through content creation in my bathroom late at night, I started to rediscover myself. You see, before I was a business owner, before I was a mother of 2 brilliant neurodivergent children, before I was a wife married for 15 years, I was a professional dancer. And reels became like a stage for me again. It was an outlet for me to rediscover my sense of creativity, artistry, purpose, joy. And as I look back as to why I kept going, when there was no evidence that what I was doing was working, I kept going because I was rooted in my purpose, right? I was posting for a deeper reason. I wasn't dancing for the algorithm. I was doing it for myself. And I'm so glad I didn't give up, because 3 years, 5 years after that point, I don't even recognize the business and life that I have built. And it's all because I was willing to show up. And I thought that I was learning social media marketing. There's me dancing in my PJs in my bathroom. But you know what? I was learning to be visible. I was learning how to be seen. And the truth is, this talk that you all came to, it's called Insta-Results. Insta-Results are not instant. But when you learn how to play the game that is Instagram, and you show up with consistency and purpose, and you make a decision that you or your brand or your mission has a stage, has a platform, and you're ready to take action and get it out there, and you're willing to be vulnerable, this platform can completely change the name of the game for you and your business. And no, you do not have to dance in your videos. I promise. Although if I'm working with you, I'll make you do it. Force you to stand up. So today we are going to get into really tactical and practical proven marketing strategies that I have used for both my wedding business and my online coaching business, as well as the hundreds of small business owners that I have mentored over the last few years. And my goal for you all today is that you walk away with at least one really solid and actionable takeaway that you are going to go and implement this week. Are you excited? Oh, I love the energy up here. Let's do it again. I didn't feel the energy over there. Are you excited? Yes. Okay, wait, over here. Are y'all excited? Woo! All right, I need some hype music. All right. So here's the thing about visibility. If your clients or customers don't know you exist, they can't buy from you, right? So how do we leverage Instagram, which is this beautiful free tool, to our advantage? And I'm gonna break it down for you step by step. So you are welcome. All right. So step one is you are gonna optimize your Instagram profile for maximum visibility. And I love teaching this in depth. I could do a full hour just on this. I know you're like, really? How? Like just this? Here's why. Here's why you should care about this. It's not just that the data tells us that if I am a potential couple coming to your Instagram page, I will decide within 3 to 5 seconds if I'm gonna follow you or not. So you better believe that that should be real dialed in. It should be positioned in a way that it activates your ideal client so they are ready to, bam, follow you, binge all your content, and move through your funnel, right? That's what we want. But you know why this matters for you as the person creating the content or the person on your team? Once you dial in your bio, you will feel so much more clear about what kind of content you should be posting. How often do I get that question? But Elizabeth, what should I be posting? I don't know what to post. This is where it starts. If you have a very clear and dialed in Instagram bio, every time you go to create content, you're gonna look at that bio and be like, what does it say that I do? What is the promise of who I'm calling in? What is the differentiator of my brand? Why should people follow me? And does this piece of content I'm about to post align with the promise of my bio? I'm telling you, the more you can simplify Instagram, the more consistent you're gonna be with it, okay? So I would love to go through this line by line. I'm gonna show you an example of, I did a private 90-minute Instagram audit with this client, and I love to show this before and after to teach this. And I am gonna go through this fairly quickly, but know that in a couple slides, I put together a Instagram visibility jumpstart kit where there's literally screenshots and line by line of exactly how I want you to optimize your Instagram bio. So I'm gonna move through this quickly, but make sure you grab that. Okay, so on the left, so Freya Beauty, she is a Denver hair and makeup artist. Now there are hundreds of Denver hair and makeup artists, aren't there? Right? So in our session, I was like, okay, like what is your thing? Like who do you work with? Do you work with every bride? And she was able to really dial down like who her ideal person was. So on the left, this is how her account showed. First of all, at the top, your handle and the name section, so where it says Denver makeup artist and hairstylist Bridal Wendy, that's the name that I'm talking about. Both your handle and the name is search engine optimized now on Instagram. So in July of 2025, now Google can index and crawl Instagram. So it's never been more important to include keywords, right? Keywords are what your people are gonna be typing in. So this is not a field to get really creative, like, I am your beauty artist, magician, fairy godmother, and I'm gonna come to you. No, darling, you're just gonna put in there exactly what they're searching, okay? Now, the top line of your bio is so important. That is where so many of us go wrong, where we make it about us, right? Like, I've been in the industry for 15 years. I have all these reviews. Look at me. Remember, it's not about you. It's about why I should follow you as a potential client, okay? As a potential bride who's gonna book your service or whoever your ideal client is. So you can see on the left, she said, for the elevated modern bride, specializing in enhancing your natural beauty. Who knows what an elevated modern bride is? I don't know what that is. I can't really picture them. Can you? No, right? So we had to dial that in real quick. So on the right, we highlighted her zone of genius, her work, because she's like, I don't do full glam, Elizabeth. That is not my jam, okay? So we said soft glam and natural makeup for the modern bride, Hollywood waves, boho and romantic hairstyles. Are you now able to kind of picture who she's calling in with that content? Now, as I go look at her feed, I'm gonna expect to see boho vibes. I'm gonna expect to see content with Hollywood waves. This is what I mean about you get to express who you are as a brand, and then it's going to help really dictate your content strategy. The last piece I want to point out here, she had no clear call to action in her Instagram bio. So CTA, call to action. We added a free bridal beauty consult. So I want you to think about with your call to action, what is your sales funnel for Instagram? How many of us are just like, well, I know I went to wedding MBA and like now I need to do more social media and I'm just going to start posting and I'm like, oh, great. So I find you on Instagram. Now what do I do? And you're like, go to my website. Like, right? You have to be really clear. What is your sales funnel, right? Do I need to book a call with you? Some of my clients are like, oh, Elizabeth, I just need to get them on the phone. If I get them on the phone, they're booked with me, right? What is your sales funnel? I was at a bridal shop boutique conference last week, and they have a brick and mortar store. So their sales funnel is they need appointments booked in their shop. So think about what is your next step. Now, after we dialed this in, the next day, and I'm not exaggerating, with this clarity that she had, she posted a reel that totally popped off, got over 20,000 views, and she DM'd me so excited, oh my God, I got 10 leads in 6 hours. This is the power of clarity. I'm gonna blast through this. So with Instagram, you can pin 3 posts to the top of your profile. Did you guys know that? Yes or no? Yes. Oh my gosh, look at these Instagram queens in the front row. All right, so pinned post number 1. And no, I don't care what order they're in, okay? Don't get too serious about any of this, okay? You do what's best for you. There's no one way of doing it, but whatever resonates with you, that's the right step, okay? So pin post number 1, your founder story. Why did you start your business? If you're not comfortable being the face of your brand, that's okay. That could be a meet our team, or like essentially bring us into the story. All of you have a story as to why you started your business or how you got into it. I'm telling you, your story is your it factor on Instagram. So make sure that you have a pinned post. Now everyone's like, well, what should I do? A reel, a carousel, blah, blah. Please make this simple. If it's you could do a reel, you could do a carousel. I don't care. You could have a hook on the screen, compelling hook in a 5-7 second video and meet our founder in the caption. You could do a direct to camera. Hey, I'm Elizabeth Marberry. I'm the CEO of Wedding Dance Coach. I started Wedding Dance Coach right after my husband and I got married in 2010, and we did a surprise dance, and it shocked all of our guests, and I knew, oh my gosh, this is right? Like whatever it is, okay? You could do that, whatever you want to do. So number 1, founder story. So people know why they should care and invest in your business. Number 2, your funnel entry point. So this could be an attraction style post. So when I teach Instagram marketing, I want you to think about this. There's attraction style content, and then there's promotional content. In the wedding industry, and so many businesses do this as a whole, we make the mistake of posting 80% promotional content and 20% attraction. And what do I mean by that? I mean that if you're a boutique bridal shop, 80% of your content is sample sale this weekend, book your appointment, blah, blah, blah. Like anything that's very direct sales, right? Attraction style content is what I'm going to teach you today, and we're going to break it down, where you are essentially giving value and helping your ideal client through trust building content. And I'm going to teach you those pillars today. So it's really imperative that when you have this pinned post, it could be a carousel of how to book your appointment. It definitely could be something simple like that. For me, you'll see that with both of my brands, I will pin a piece of attraction style content because I know that's going to reach more people. And then it goes into my funnel, which is comment this keyword, you get a free first dance checklist. And then now they're moving it onto my email list. So again, it depends on your funnel, but one of those posts should essentially tell me how I take that next step with your company. The third pin post is the most fun, your signature content. So when I go to just remember, it's just a quick snapshot of your account. I want to, like when I look at that top pin post, it gives me a vibe of who you are, what you stand for, what is your brand mission, like what kind of content can I expect and want to see more of from your account. So have fun with that. So I want you to grab this right now so you don't forget. Now in this guide, I go so much more in depth, step-by-step bio. I literally line by line. The other part of this that you're gonna want is toward the end, I'm gonna teach you about DM automation, and I have a full month of ManyChat Pro for free with my link that's not public. So at the end, you're gonna say, oh my God, Elizabeth, I need to do DM automation. You're gonna want that little guide in there, and that'll be at the end too. So if you missed that. So step one, you're gonna optimize your Instagram profile. Let's talk about the content now. So how are we gonna get seen and paid for our Instagram content? I'm gonna talk about Reels, Carousels, Stories, and we're gonna focus most of our time on Reels and Stories. I will tell you, I don't post a lot of carousels. You don't have to do it all, okay? I know you're probably already overwhelmed. Like I know when I come to these conferences, I'm like, oh my God, I have so many things I wanna do. Remember, you don't have to do it all. The most important thing is that you're gonna take away a couple things that you're gonna do consistently over time. That's how you're gonna get long-term success on Instagram, okay? So a reality check, and I see this so much in the wedding industry. Hopefully some of us have moved on from this, but I wanna highlight this because I still see it when I do audits, where you're just smacking a photo of a past client up there. Congrats, Sally and Mike. I love doing your florals. You're amazing, blah, blah, blah. You're tagging all the vendors. You're moving on. First of all, good job. At least you're doing something. I'm rooting for you. Okay. But the new strategy that I'd like you to implement is that I want you to focus on personal, story-driven content that really shows your process. And this is so hard for wedding pros. I am a recovering perfectionist myself. This is tough for us, right? We're just like, we can't show them that. There's a box in the corner. They're gonna see it. I'm like, it's fine. They can see your UPS package. It's gonna be okay. So when you really tell stories, what happens is it builds trust and connection. So I want you to actually think back to the beginning of our talk, which was like, I don't know how many minutes ago, okay? Did you resonate with any part of my story? Raise your hand if you did. Stories activate people, right? You have a different story than me. You don't have to be like me. That's why I love Instagram. You get to be you. The more you can be, the better you're gonna do on Instagram, right? So if you can share content from a place of personalizing it and really building stories into it, it's gonna be so much more effective. And I have some really specific examples for you, okay? So the 3 formats that drive visibility. Now this is so important because people get really confused about, well, Elizabeth, what goes in a reel and what goes in a story and what goes in a carousel? Oh my, right? So reels are for a cold audience, my darlings. A cold audience means that they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know your company. They don't know what you do. They don't care about you. I know, it's kind of mean, huh? So when you are creating reels, I want you to think about speaking to people who don't already know you, okay? Half of the time when I'm coaching my clients, they're like, what do you think of this reel? And I'm like, I get it because I know all about you and your brand. If I didn't know you and your brand, I wouldn't get it, okay? So can your reels speak to and nurture someone you already know? Of course, they're gonna nurture. You can drive conversions with your reels, of course. But every time I go to create a reel, I'm thinking about, why would a total stranger want to watch this? What's in it for them? Why would they be into that, right? So reels are key on Instagram. Everyone's like, how do I grow my followers? In our wedding industry, every year we have a new crop of clients, right? We're constantly hustling to get in front of new people every year, which is why Instagram is so powerful. Our people are hanging out on there. if you want to grow and keep getting in front of new people, you've got to be focusing on Reels. So that's why I'm going to talk a lot about Reels in this talk, because if you do one content format, I want you to focus on Reels. Carousels. Carousels are having a hot moment right now on Instagram, just so you know. Like, they're working really, really well. Just please stop posting just a static image, okay? If you're gonna post images, at least post like 3, 4, 5. I wanna be able to swipe through, because if I skip it the first time, the algorithm will show me that second slide. So now that content can live a second life, right? It can reach more people. So it's kind of silly to not post more than one photo, okay? Now carousels, here's how I like to use them. Storytelling. So Taylor Swift had her Showgirl album come out recently, yes? And I had this idea of telling the story of when I danced on a cruise ship. And I said, the hook on the first side of the carousel was my life as an actual showgirl. And I started to tell my story. And remember, nobody cares about me and my story. They care about where they're going to see themselves in my story. And so I started to talk about the fact that sometimes when we are on a stage and everything looks glamorous and we're in our feathers and our sequins and we look like we have it all together, behind the scenes we're falling apart. And I told a little bit of that story, and I said and then I wove it into what I do now. So this is where it's like creative storytelling. You could take a story completely unrelated to your wedding business and tie it into what you do. That kind of stuff is doing so well on Instagram. Another thing for wedding businesses is just frequently asked questions. Like, you could do a whole carousel series on some frequently asked questions with text on the screen. And then lastly, stories, Instagram stories. Who is pretty consistent with their Instagram stories? Anyone in the room? Yes? Okay, so Instagram stories are fabulous for conversions. Okay, everyone's like, well, how do I make money? Are you selling in your story? We're gonna get into how you do that. But stories are your warm to hot leads. If I'm watching your story, I'm a stalker. Yeah, in a good way, I am lurking on your feed. I'm like, ooh, what's she up to? Oh my gosh, she's at the wedding MBA. She's so fabulous, right? So we have to take advantage of that stage. If you're not inviting people into your offer, your next step, your sales call, to whatever it is, you're missing out on money. You gotta really show up in your Instagram story. So let's talk about Reels and go into more specifics. One piece of your strategy, if you're not already doing it, is I love photography. Don't get me wrong. You have got to remember to take videos. Everywhere you go, take videos. I used to consult with a catering company, and I said, get your team on site to just take 3 minutes of content. It could be like a minute and a half before and a minute and a half after. It could be a zoom in. I'm telling you, it's simple. It's simple, but it needs to be woven into the workflow. You need to be capturing videos. It is industry standard. If you're on Instagram and you're missing out on Reels, you are leaving so much of the possibility of this platform on the table. And remember, they're looking for that piece of connection, not perfection. Now, a couple quick tips. Now, I have to be honest, sometimes I don't like giving these quick tips because everyone's like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, right? Elizabeth, excuse me, how many times should I be posting Reels every week? And I always say, well, what is your goal? They're like, oh. So I'm gonna give you some general tips, but please know that everything needs to be really customized for you. So I'm gonna kind of tell you how I think through these things. If you are wanting to do more of that attraction style content that just gets in front of as many eyeballs as possible, short Reels are great. Like 5, 7 second, 10-second Reels, super short, solid hook on the screen. I might cut that video every 2 to 3 seconds so I don't get bored. Yes, we have very short attention spans now. And then I'd have a very compelling caption and a call to action at the bottom, right? Those shorter videos are gonna help you get in front of more eyeballs. Now, the longer videos, like if you do a direct-to-camera video where you're speaking, or even you're showing like a whole journey of like a before and after of a wedding or whatever it is, more of a storytelling, those are of course longer, so 30 to 60 seconds. Those are gonna be, the only people who are gonna really watch those are the people who already know you, okay? So I think about those as nurture. For the people who are already in my audience, and I'm trying to nurture that relationship, build trust. I'm sure you've heard this. People buy from people, they see. There's 3 words, come on. They buy from people, they know, like, and trust. Say it. Know, like, and trust. Yes, okay. So it's so important that with those longer form pieces of content, you can do that, right? If you're gonna watch one of my direct-to-camera videos of me teaching you something about Instagram, you probably saw me speak at a conference. If you don't know me, are you gonna sit there and watch me for 60 seconds? Maybe. Probably not though. All right, now trending audio, I always look for audios under 10K uses. None of these things are magic bullets. It's not like if you post a really bad video and then you find a trending audio, oh my God, it's gonna blow up. It doesn't work that way, okay? But these are some things that you can do to help. So under 10K uses, yes, please still use hashtags. Oh my gosh, I'm so, like, there's like hashtag drama. Don't think about them that much. Just like, it's so simple. You just pick hashtags that are under 1 million uses. By the way, I don't expect you to know that. When I say it's simple, I mean that you don't need to overthink it, okay? So here's how hashtags work. Just pick words that correlate with your video, okay? So let's say your video is about a floral arrangement that focuses on red roses. Okay, I'm just making that up. I would do hashtag red roses, hashtag red floral. I would do it in alignment with the content. That's all you have to worry about. And you don't worry about number of hashtags. Don't try to count them. I'm telling you, make this as easy for yourself as possible. Now, I would not be a good Instagram marketing strategist if I didn't talk about hooks. Yes? If you get anything from today, know that the skill of learning how to capture attention is worth investing in. You know why? It's not just about Instagram. It's about these in-person events. One of the things I've learned, and I've really been working on this myself, I am not perfect at it, I'm gonna tell you right now. But when you meet someone and you're like, what do you do? And they're like, well, and then it's like a 5-minute story and you're like, I don't know what the heck they do, right? This is why I love Instagram. I'm telling you, you better believe if you get your cute little face on camera and you're like, hi, I'm Michelle and I'm the owner, and you fail forward and it's so awkward and you're cringing the whole time and you hate the sound of your voice, but you keep doing it every week, you get better. You get better. And then you come to an event like this and I come up to you and I say, hi, Mike, what do you do? And you say, hi, I am a videographer for blah, blah, blah. We work with, right? Like you're ready to go. Okay, so your hook, you capture attention. Now I'm gonna get really tactical here. Your hook should appear in 3 spots with your Instagram Reels. The first 2 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds of your video, that hook, unpopular opinion, you can still be professional and show your personality. That's definitely in alignment with my brand vibe, right? So text hook on the screen, or it doesn't have to be a text hook. It could be a really compelling visual hook. Another hook in addition to words is movement, right? Instead of this, oh my gosh, I brought my phone up here so I could do this. Instead of filming like this, hi, da 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 da. You'll see when I film, I'll be like, da 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 da, do do do, because it makes the video more compelling, right? Hold that camera up, not down here. Nobody wants to see up your nose, okay? Straight up. Put your chin down, work it. All right, I could do a whole class on that. All right, now step 2, where your hook goes. so many of us miss this. The first line of that caption is another hook. You know why? Most people don't read your caption. When people are like, oh, my call to action's not working, no one's commenting my keyword, no one's doing my thing. Well, sister, no one reads your caption, darling, right? The only way that I'm going to read your caption is if you have a really compelling hook at the top line of your caption that's going to make me want to read it. The third place for the hook is your real cover. Now, I will tell you, I know nothing about Canva. I am not a Canva gal. I'm all about keeping it simple. I take a screenshot of my video, I upload that picture into my story, I type a text box on there, I put it straight in the center, I save it to my camera roll, and there's my cover. Some of you I lost some of you there, I know. I lost some of you, it's fine. Just know that there's easier ways to do it. Don't make any excuses. Oh, I don't know Canva. You can figure this out, okay? I'm not special. I just kept going. I kept figuring it out, and you can do it too. Let's talk about specifics about what you should post. Let's take a deep breath, everyone. Are you guys with me still? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Yes. All right. So, yes, that's it. So I want you to post from your unique point of view. And yes, darling, your voice matters. Your experience matters. Even if you say, Elizabeth, I just started my business a year ago, you have lived experience that you are going to bring into your business, don't you? Don't you? Yes. Yes. So you are going to tell your story. Your story, who you are, is your superpower in this sea of sameness, right? Now, in terms of Instagram content, general content is out, okay? Let me give you an example of that. All right, 5 ways to save money on your wedding. That is too general, okay? A more specific hook would be 5 dresses under, okay, hold on, I'm making this up on the spot. 5 dresses under $2K that look like designer dresses. Or, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Go be more specific. I have written down examples because, clearly on the fly it's hard. All right. We're gonna skip this slide. So, okay, fine. Fine, we'll go back. I heard someone crying in the front row. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so there's so much I'm going to tell you guys. Wait, it's fine. My timer's not going. All right, so master the 3. So the 3 E's, no, it's not 3 E's for Elizabeth, but yes, I did pick that because, Elizabeth. Anyway, so any content that you love, excuse me, is going to fit into one of these 3 categories, or the best content usually has all 3 elements, okay? Educational, teach me something new, open my mind, give me a new perspective. Emotional content, help me to feel seen. We are really in a deficit as a community, as humans on this planet right now. There's so much pain and suffering. We want to know that we're not alone. We can do that in our content, believe it or not. You can do that with your wedding business. Yes, you can. And the third piece is entertainment. Oh, my favorite. Keep it funny. Keep it relatable. I'm going to give you guys examples. You guys are so funny with your screenshots, by the way. Some of you are literally taking pictures of every slide. You got this. You're gonna get these downloads. You're going to hear what the most important thing. All right. So your messaging is really what pulls this all together, right? Because I'm sure many of you have heard about the 3 E's in different ways, yes? The messaging, meaning the words that you choose to put on the screen, the words that you choose to put in your bio, the words that you choose in your caption, all of those words are going to make or break your content. Does your video quality matter? Yes, of course it does. But the words, the messaging is what is either going to activate your ideal wedding client where they're like, oh my gosh, that's me. I love her. I love her energy. I love her vibe. I'm gonna book a call with her, right? The words that you choose are so important. And the content that wins right now is very specific and very relatable. So I have some great examples for you. Let's talk about education. The educational content is important because it positions you as an expert and it helps people to trust you more, right? It's easy when you've been working in I've owned a wedding business for 15 years, and sometimes I think some of us get burned out, or we kind of forget what people don't know. You know, it's like we assume that they know. So every time you're creating content, think about where you were at when you didn't know a thing about weddings, right? Like none of you should run out of ideas with this. It's literally the same 5 to 10 questions you get asked every week. That is your content. Now, here's where it's changed on Instagram, is the messaging, okay? So this is what I mean about specific and relatable. If I had to redo my wedding, these 4 things would be absolute non-negotiables. I did the same hook for my dance business, and I said, if I had to redo my first dance, these 4 things would be absolute non-negotiables. Would you rather look at that and see what those 4 things were, or if it was like 4 tips for a great first dance? Do you see how different that is? This is what is working on Instagram right now. I'm going to give you another example. The 5 worst luxury details that actually cheapen your wedding. I saw that one yesterday. I had to throw it in here because I was like, that is so good. Who would want to read that list? Would you want to read that list? Yeah. Me too. All right, so here's a couple examples I found to show you what educational content looks like in the wild. Grooms, bet you didn't think of this. That's kind of these. I need my glasses. And then there's a list, right? That works really well because the consumer has to watch the video over and over and over again to read that whole list. So then your views go up. The algorithm says, this is a really compelling piece of content. I'm going to show it to more couples, right? That's it. So it serves your people. It helps them. You're welcome. And then it dishes it out to more couples. All right, emotional content. This is where you can really activate. I feel like in the wedding industry, we're actually super lucky because there's nothing more emotional than planning a wedding, you know? Like, it's very emotional. I got married 15 years ago, and I still remember, like, oh my God, my mother-in-law wants to bake these chocolates, and I don't want her to. Like, it's like a trauma in my head, right? So you can create reels that activate them. In other words, write them, this is key, write them as if you are them. Don't write from an expert, write as if you are the couple. Well, Elizabeth, I don't know if I can do that. You can do it. So an example, remember when all you ever wanted is what you have now? Or my mom's face when she saw me in my dress for the first time. Oh, love it. I love the emotional content. Here's a couple screenshots of, and again, I pulled these this week. I always like to show really current content. The one on the left I've seen in so many different ways. Remember, with all of these ideas, you can take them and edit them and make them your own and post them, okay? That is how social media works. You take what works and you tweak it for your brand voice and your audience, and you post it, okay? You don't have to come up with things from scratch. So if you're like, oh my God, I love this, I would totally write a little letter to my people, then try this out. Try this out. On the right, I loved this one. A core memory from my wedding day. Normalize a first look for the groom. Yes, this groom was like walking out and his grandma and his mom were there. I was like crying. It was so good. All right, entertaining content. Make them smile. Okay, this would be me. What my in-laws are gonna see 1 hour after marrying their son. They're gonna be like, why? That one? All right. when you're trying to plan a wedding, work full-time, have a social life, keep the house clean, and not have a mental breakdown. Do you remember when I said make it specific and relatable? Do you remember that? Yes? Yes. That's what I mean. Do you see how specific that is? Do you see how it paints a picture in your brain? Yes? Okay, great. So here's more screenshots. I'm gonna move through this because we're running out of time. Do you all know about trial reels? Yes or no? Oh, I'm gonna blow your mind. All right, so trial reels are a new feature that Instagram recently rolled out. And if you're not yet leveraging them, I highly recommend you do it. So here is a strategy that I use. Now, first of all, you're like, what is a trial reel? When you're in Instagram and you're creating a reel, so that short form video, if you scroll down like where you would hit post, you'll see trial reels and you can toggle it on, okay? So you're gonna look for that tonight. So you could toggle that on. Now, a trial reel shows your content to people who don't already follow you. Yeah, so how beautiful is that? It's a test. It's a test. You're serving it to a totally cold audience. Now, anyone who is a perfectionist, people pleaser, terrified to post something because, oh my gosh, what if my sister sees it and she judges me? You're gonna love trial reels because guess what? She's not gonna see it, is she? No, she's not gonna see that. So here's my strategy. Does anyone know about A/B testing for subject lines in like email marketing? Where you test out different subject lines to see which email gets more open rates? You can do the same thing with trial reels. So here's exactly how I do it. I take the exact same video. So you edit your wedding video, whatever it is, okay, 5 to 7 seconds, same video, 2 different hooks. I post both of them. I've done this before. One video, 500 views, another 300, another 7,000. Okay, I'm gonna push that 7,000 video out to my entire audience. Isn't that cool? It's a way of testing your content. So I love that. Carousels, I'm gonna blast past this. I do wanna highlight one thing with carousel posts. When you add the multiple slides, make sure, please add music. You know why? Instagram recently changed it where when you add music, now your carousel can show up on the Reels tab. So guess what? It's gonna have legs now. So your carousel can reach more people. So make sure you're doing that. All right, stories. Instagram stories. I wanna just walk you through how I would sell in my story really quickly so you understand. Is anyone clear on their sales funnel? Like if I wanted to work with you, like what do I have to do? Someone, raise your hand. You, darling, what is your sales funnel? Say it really loud. Okay, so contact forms are not ideal. You know why? Because if I'm on Instagram, I have to leave, go to your contact form and fill it out. And then what if my husband's like, babe, or not my husband, I'm not married yet. My fiance is like, babe, dinner's ready. I'm like, okay, coming. And then I forget and I abandon and then you're gone forever, right? So that's why you're gonna love DM automation. Yes, you love DM automation. So we'll come back to this because I wanna make sure I have time to get to DM automation. So with your Instagram stories, I wanna go back. I want you to speak as if you're on FaceTime with a friend. Now you can still be professional, but remember, social media, Instagram is, people just want you to be real. They want you to be a human. And yes, you're gonna be super awkward if you're new to doing this, and that's okay. But talk about why you love what you do. You know why? People like to buy from people who like what they do. So please stop doing content that's like, oh, wedding planning is so hard, I'm so tired. Okay, I get it. You're appealing to, all these people in this room. But think about the person watching, right? Why, what I do in my stories is everything I do just for my business day to day, I pop in my story. So for example, I did a client session. I'll hop on and say, hey, I just did a 90-minute Instagram audit. It was so incredible. This person was struggling with this. I helped them to do this. If you want me to audit your feed, here's your next step. Hit reply to the story audit and I will send you the link to book a session. If you have questions, DM me. I'm cheering for you as always. How easy is that, right? So whatever you're doing in your business, you can share that behind the scenes in your story. Now, I want to highlight with Reels, carousels, and stories, you do not have to do all three to be effective. Like I said, I rarely do carousels. The key is just don't give up. Keep going. I know I need to wrap it up. I do want to highlight DM automation here. So a lot of people are like, okay, I get the content, but how does this actually drive revenue? How does this drive leads and sales? The key is DM automation. And essentially, I like to think of it as my sexy robot assistant that can send links, any kind of link that I want. So it's a link to my lead magnet if I'm growing an email list, a link to my calendar, a consult. If you have a paid offer you're selling, whatever links, it could be a link to your FAQs. You could set up automations for your current clients who have common questions. It works for you all the time. It doesn't need naps or snacks, and it's just so helpful. So sending people to your link in bio, if you're still doing that, it just does not convert as well because it's a lot of friction. So you have to think about how people are consuming Instagram. If I'm sitting on the couch, I'm scrolling, I've had a long day, I'm exhausted, oh my gosh, I have to do wedding stuff, I'm binging all the wedding stuff, and I see your video, you did such a good job on it, I love it, I'm watching it, and then you're like, click the link in my bio. I have to stop scrolling, click on your handle, go over to your bio, look for the link. You probably have too many links in your bio. I have to find my link. Oh, now it's a link tree. Now I have to click this link. Now I'm going to go over here. You're losing so much money by doing this, especially when you think about our audience. Gen Z, they're not going to do that, okay? Now, you don't have to believe me. This is a stat. Link in bio, the click-through rate is 1%. The click-through rate for DM automation is 46%. So you want to get them what they're looking for right away in the DMs. I don't have time to show you that. I do want to just highlight that our people are tech savvy. Our Gen Z clients are tech savvy. They expect brands to respond quickly. They want it when they want it. And here's why I am obsessed with DM automation is I have 2 kids, I have 2 businesses. I'm not just hanging out on Instagram all the time. I can log off of Instagram, log back in on Monday. I have new podcast listeners, new people have joined my email list, new people have booked calls with me because I've designed my content to go into the funnel and it works for me while I'm offline. So that way you can be in your zone of genius. And if you have a team, you can assign chats. Like it's very simple, okay? I'm gonna move through that. Becca, what time is it? 4:52. All right. Can I have 3 more minutes? Okay. I want like 30. No, okay. Two more, okay. There's some myths around DM automation. I hear them all the time. Oh, well, I'm not an influencer. I don't have hundreds of comments. It's pointless for me to use it. That is not true. If you go look at my Instagram right now, my engagement is actually kind of down on my personal brand. But guess what? We don't need a high volume of comments, do we? We just need the right people. And then when they like if one comment turned into a 10K sale, isn't that worth it? Yes. And are you gonna make that person wait 24 hours or 48 hours or whenever you remember to check Instagram? No. I'm telling you, this works. It is so incredible. It's very simple to set up. It's not complicated at all. And really easy. So I'm gonna move past this. I wanna close with showing you a booking funnel. I'm a visual learner, so I just wanna walk you through this, okay? I don't want anyone to feel confused. How do you drive leads and sales with Instagram? This is literally what you do, okay? Remember how we talked a lot about content? You optimize your profile. You create a piece of content that speaks to me. So I'm your ideal bride. I see your content. Oh my gosh, I love it. You have a funnel. Comment this keyword using DM automation. It sends me the link to exactly what I'm looking for. I click the link and I go through it. So top of the funnel, there's the reel. Then the auto DM sends so this example is for a bridal boutique, okay? So bridal boutique, you did a reel where you're like, here's 4 dresses. Dress 1, dress 2, dress 3, dress 4, that's attraction style content. You hooked my attention. Now what do? I look at your caption. You tell me to comment that keyword to book a shop with a consult with your stylist, okay? I comment that keyword, I get an auto DM with a link to book an appointment. The bride books the appointment. I follow up in the DMs with a personal message. Hey, Mashonda, I saw that you commented. I am so excited to support you. I'm Michelle. I'm going to be your personal stylist. If you have any questions, let me know. You close the sale once she's in the shop. Okay, so this, I know that was a very specific example for a boutique bridal brand, but this can work for any of you because you all have a sales funnel. So to close, connecting the dots, step 1, optimize your profile so your dream clients can find you. Step 2, post content that helps your clients feel seen, heard, understood with a clear call to action. Step 3, use DM automation to drive engagement and leads and sales. Take a deep breath. We've never had a marketing tool like this. In the 90s, this was our Instagram. Wouldn't you rather be on Instagram? Yes. Yes. You hold so much power in the palm of your hand. I want you to go and implement. Success goes to the implementers. Post with purpose. Show up even when there's no evidence it's working. And please stay connected with me. There's my QR code if you want that free guide. If you want a month of ManyChat Pro for free, that's the DM software I use. In this guide, I walk you through exactly how to set up DM automation. I give you high-level content strategy tips and step-by-step how to optimize your bio. You guys are rock stars. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you at the Hard Rock Cafe.